Hello, my name is Michael Miller. I'm the Academy Director for the 9U and 10U Academy program here at VSA. I'm going to try something a little different here and record some comments to provide some context to the slides for those who were not able to attend the Academy parent meeting earlier this week. A quick review of the agenda for this presentation. I will provide a quick program overview of the Academy program, as well as our program structure, including staffing, training, and some of the events we will participate in. I'll also go over some player and parent expectations, our fall season calendar, so you can have some ideas of some of the important dates for the fall season, as well as go over some tools that are available for communications. And then, not necessarily in this recording, but some Q&A. The Academy program is an Iowa Soccer Association state-initiated program that has been around since 2008, so it has been in existence for several years now. It is geared as a next-level alternative for the traditional recreational player in the 9U and 10U age groups. It is a step up from the traditional recreational program. In the Academy, we do have a development focus on the individual player, where we do emphasize the individual technical and tactical development. We also want to start to build good training habits in with our players. Our training and games are conducted by licensed professionals and assisted by parent volunteer coaches. All of our coaches in the Academy program, staff and parent volunteer, are required to have a minimum of the 7B7 grassroots license. Many of our coaches have higher licensing. For league play and festivals and other events, we will form balanced teams. We will not have A teams or B teams. The first couple of training sessions, we will conduct some player and group evaluations. The head staff coach, with the input of the other coaching staff and parent volunteer coaches, will build balanced teams for league play and other events. Here's a quick breakdown of the registrations that we have for fall 2019. For the 10U girls, we have 38 players registered. For the 10U boys, we have 65 players. 9U girls has 50 and 9U boys has 51. So we have a total of 204 players in the Academy program this fall season. Here's a look at the VSA Academy program leadership. First, we have Chris McGill, who's the technical director for VSA. He helps provide oversight to not only the Academy program, but to the recreational and select programs as well. He has input into the curriculum, as well as just the general running of the Academy program. Maddie Smith is the boys director of coaches. Ginger Parson McGill is the girls director of coaches. Maddie and Ginger will occasionally be at a Academy session as well as game. They will be providing mentorship to coaches as well as having some player interactions. Maddie and Ginger's availability will be limited this fall season due to their other activities and responsibilities with the club this fall. Then myself, as the 9U and 10U Academy Director, my main role is administrative for the program. I help with curriculum, I help with communications, getting things organized such as player cards, rosters, etc., and making sure that our teams are registered for league play and other events that we participate in. So basically all the things that go on behind the scenes kind of falls to my plate. Taking a look at the staffing for fall 2019 for the 10U boys, I will be the head staff coach for the group. We will also have Grieg, Bree, Jordan, and Andy as staff coaches. Lance will be the team coach for VSA Fire. Nate will be the team coach for VSA United. Rob will be the team coach for VSA Revolution. Nick Novotny will be the team coach for VSA Impact. Nick Sullivan will be the team coach for VSA Crew. And Jamie will be the team coach for VSA Rapids. Again, we have 65 players in the group. We will have 6 teams. Each team will have a roster of approximately 10 to 11 players. For the 10U girls, we will have Rebecca Rogers as the head staff coach. Molly, Sam, Jackie, Oleg, and Nikki will be staff coaches. We will have Jeremiah as the team coach for VSA Royals, Adam as the team coach for VSA Spirit, Ryan as the team coach for VSA Sky Blue, Nick as team coach for VSA Red Stars. The group has 38 players. We will have 4 teams. Each team will have a roster of approximately 9 to 10 players. For the 9U boys, Drew Johnston will be the head staff coach. Jack, Matt, Alex, and Andy will be staff coaches for the group. We will have Sarah as team coach for the VSA Sounders. Scott and Jeff will pair up and be team coaches for VSA Dynamo. Adam will be a team coach for VSA Sporting. Amanda will be a team coach for VSA Timbers. Benjamin will be a team coach for VSA Galaxy. The group has 51 players. There will be 5 teams. Each team will have a roster of approximately 10 to 11 players. And last but not least, for our 9U girls, we will have Jordan McMahon as the head staff coach. Sam, Jackie, Oleg, Rob, and Nikki will be staff coaches for the group. We will have Nick as team coach for VSA Pride, Becky as team coach for VSA Thorns, Morgan as team coach for VSA Dash, Bill as team coach for VSA Rain, and Shelly as team coach for VSA Courage. The group has 50 players. We will have 5 teams, and each team will have a roster of 10 players. Training for the Academy program begins Tuesday, August 20th. All of our training sessions are held at the VSA Timberline Soccer Complex, unless communicated otherwise. Down below I have a table showing the training schedule for Academy. We will be training on Tuesdays and Fridays. On Tuesdays, the 9U boys and 9U girls will train from 5:30 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. The 10U boys and 10U girls will train from 6:45 p.m. until 8 p.m. On Fridays, all groups will train from 5:30 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. I do have a single field listed in the table. This is the field designated for the meeting place prior to each training session for the groups. Here's a look at the field map of the VSA Timberline Soccer Complex. To give you some perspective, at the top of the map is the Timberline Middle School. At the bottom of the map is the Apex or Wilcox building. To the right is Southeast LA Grant Parkway, and to the left is the campground. As you can see, I have circled a few of the fields on this map. We will be training primarily on the west and northwest side of the complex, and we do have an academy-sized field which we will use for training that is right to the east of the shed or shelter. We will also be using some space on Fridays even further to the right or to the east of the academy field. So these are basically the fields that have been designated for academy use for training on Tuesdays and Fridays. Field training is the key facet of the academy program. We do follow a structured and age-appropriate curriculum. As mentioned before, all training is conducted at the VSA Timberline Soccer Complex unless communicated otherwise. Players will train as an age group, meaning that all of the 9U boy players will train at the same time, 9U girls will train at the same time, and likewise the 10U boys and 10U girls will train at the same time. We do break out into smaller groups of 10 to 12 players, so it's not that all players will be training in a large group. We do focus on building sound techniques and good training habits in our sessions. Players should wear or will wear the gray VSA training t-shirt, black shorts, black socks, and shin guards. If by chance you have not received your gray VSA training t-shirt yet with your uniform kit, please have your player come in a neutral colored t-shirt. And then once you receive your gray VSA training t-shirt, go ahead and start wearing that to training. Players should also bring water or something to drink and an inflated size 4 soccer ball. And I do want to emphasize inflated. They should also bring a good attitude and good behavior for learning. It is very important that players come to training focused and engaged. The goalkeeper position is new for our 9U players. VSA Academy's approach to goalkeeping is that every player is expected to experience the goalkeeper position in a game situation sometime throughout the season. Team coaches may establish a player rotation for their team to ensure each player is exposed to the goalkeeper position for development purposes. Players should not play the goalkeeper position longer than one half of an individual game. Players may play the position more than once throughout the season based on the established team rotation, coach discretion, or player's interest. Teams are provided a pair of goalkeeper gloves. However, they may not be the best fit for every player. If your player is very interested in the goalkeeper position, I would suggest purchasing your own pair of goalkeeper gloves that fit your player well. The Academy does provide goalkeeper-specific training. These training sessions will be led by VSA goalkeeper coach Jared Kunze. We have 4 training dates, and they are on Wednesdays. The first one starting August 28th, and the last one ending September 18th. Goalkeeper training times are as follows. 9U boys and girls will train from 5:30 p.m. till 6:10 p.m. 10U boys will train and girls will train from 6:10 p.m. to 6:50 p.m. All goalkeeper training sessions will be held at the VSA soccer complex. And for the first one, try to meet at the shelter, and Jared will meet the players there and take them to the training session. I do have a sign up for goalkeeper training. Please sign up if your player is interested in attending, so we have an idea of who's coming and also can collect emergency contact information if needed. Again, the cost is free and sign up is required. VSA Academy is also offering free Play Wednesdays or Play No Pay Wednesdays. These sessions will be supervised by VSA staff. The idea behind these is to have players show up and participate in small-sided pickup games. These sessions will be held on the Waukee Community School District's Early Out Wednesdays. The times are from 4:15 p.m. to 5:15 p.m. And again, these sessions will be held at the VSA Timberline Soccer Complex. The Early Out Wednesdays are September 11th, September 25th, October 9th, and October 23rd. Again, these sessions are free. However, sign up is required so we have an understanding of who is planning on showing up and also to collect emergency information. Forming of team rosters. The first couple of training sessions, our coaches will do some player evaluations as well as evaluate the group as a whole. Our head staff coaches are accountable for the rosters. However, they will get input from our staff as well as team coaches. Rosters do need to change at least 50% each season. That is an Iowa soccer rule. Also, we are charged with balancing our teams. 10U boys will have 6 teams, 10U girls will have 4 teams, 9U boys will have 5 teams, and 9U girls will have 5 teams. We will not be taking any player, coach, or team requests. Academy members, including parents, players, and coaches, are not to form teams and participate in competitions aside from approved Academy program events. There are a few reasons for this. One, it is not healthy for the group. We do not want to start forming cliques, especially if we are not involving the entire group. There is also some Academy rules that we need to follow. We do need to gain approval to participate in events as an Academy program. If you have any further questions or I want to discuss that further, please reach out to me, Chris McGill, or Ginger McGill, Parson McGill, or Maddie Smith. Team rosters will be announced on Friday, August 30th. We will have a training session where we will do some team bonding activities so players can get to know their teams, and we will also have some field training activities as well. That is the Friday before Labor Day weekend, so we will be training on that Friday, August 30th. The ISL Academy League schedules have been posted. However, you will not know what team or what schedule to follow until teams are announced on Friday, August 30th. Hopefully you've noticed that our team names are based on MLS and NWSL teams. We do want to help promote the game within the country. ISL Academy League. So in the Academy, we do view games as an extension of the training environment. It is a development opportunity for players to showcase their skills. Winning is not the focus. However, we do want our players to be competitive. We do want them to put forth their best efforts and display good sportsmanship. In the ISL Academy Central League, there will be 8 games versus other Central Iowa Academy clubs. We are still considered a recreational program, so coaches will do their best to give players 50% playing time. It is not an exact science, but they will put forth their best efforts to ensure that each player gets ample playing time. I have also asked coaches to ensure that they are rotating players in different positions. That does not necessarily mean that players will play in multiple positions in each game. However, throughout the season, players should have been exposed to different positions on the field, including the goalkeeper position. I've also asked coaches to alternate their starters each game. So it is a different development opportunity and experience to start the game at the beginning, as well as to come off the bench and be a substitute. Academy League schedules are maintained in a tool in a website called Training Machine. Our beginning league games are September 7th and 8th. That's the first weekend for league games. Our last scheduled games are October 19th through 20th, that weekend. We do have 2 weekends available for makeups if needed. That is October 26th and 27th and November 2nd and 3rd. Here's a quick look at the Academy Central clubs. We have Apex, which is located down in Norwalk. We have DCG, which is Dallas Center Grimes. Their complex is in Grimes. GPS, or Global Premier Soccer. This is a new name for Altoona Soccer Club. We also have Indianola Soccer Tribe, West Des Moines Soccer Club, VSA, Iowa Rush, which is up in Ankeny, Pleasant Hill Soccer Club, as well as JUSC, which is Johnston Urbandale Soccer Club. Iowa Soccer will be hosting an Academy Central Festival. This is also another name for a tournament. However, it is round robin play, no scores are kept, and no placements in a festival. This will be held on October 5th and 6th. It will be held at the Spring Creek Complex in Altoona, and we will be registering all VSA Academy teams, so all players are expected to attend. I will caveat that with Iowa Soccer has put a limitation of only 16 teams in each age division. However, I will be getting all teams registered for this event. The format, the event will be run in conjunction with the Rec Challenge Cup. So the Altoona Complex, Spring Creek Complex, will be a busy area that weekend. There will be rec teams as well as academy teams participating in this event. Academy teams will only play academy teams though. Each team will get 3 games. 2 games will be played on Saturday, 1 game on Sunday. Once schedules are available, we will get those communicated out to you. And I anticipate Iowa Soccer will maintain the schedule in Training Machine. However, keep in mind this will be a separate schedule from the ISL Academy League. So do not look at your Academy League schedule and expect to see Academy Festival schedules. It will be maintained in a separate schedule in Training Machine. VSA Academy will once again be offering an optional end of season event. This event is optional as it does require additional expenses for families. These events are not included in your Academy registration fees. We will be taking teams down to the Heartland Invitational Tournament, more fondly referred to as the HIT. The event will be held in Overland Park, Kansas at the Shields OP Complex. There are a couple other complexes that the tournament may use if needed. There are 2 weekends, one for the girls, one for the boys. The girls weekend is the weekend of November 1st through the 3rd. The boys weekend is held November 8th through the 10th. I will be sending out a survey to gather commitments for players to go to this event, and responses are due back by September 15th. That should allow you to see at least 2 league games prior to committing to going to this event if you so choose. Players will be rostered on a first to commit, first to roster basis. It is required by all Academy families to complete the survey and communicate their commitment, either a yes or a no. Again, I want those back by September 15th. The reason why I need those back so early is that I need to get teams registered before the end of September, if not before. This event does fill up quickly, so I want to ensure that those who want to participate have that opportunity. So please get your commitments back to me by September 15th. I do have a link here to respond to the survey. I will also be sending out a specific email on this event as well to share information. After responding to the survey, if you are committed to participate, you'll register on the VSA website and pay an event fee. That fee is $105 per player. We're asking that people pay that fee by October 1st. You'll also be asked to complete a hotel reservation. VSA will reserve a block of rooms for the event, and we will provide that link to make a reservation, as well as other pertinent information regarding the hotels once it becomes available. The estimate for the hotels is anywhere between $130 to $150 a night, and generally you are required to stay 2 nights for this event. Generally we do travel down on Friday evening because there's a possibility that there will be early games on Saturday, depending on your schedule. Also, we ask that players complete a medical waiver to turn in to me. This medical waiver is required for check-in for the event. We do need a new waiver each year, so any waivers that you filled out last year are no longer valid. So we will need a new waiver from all players who are participating in this event. Again, we will form balanced teams for this event based on the players that have committed. We will do our best to keep Academy League rosters in place as best as possible. However, we may be required to shift some players around just to ensure that all teams are competitive. Expectations. So for players, we do expect players to wear their gray training t-shirt, black shorts, black socks, and shin guards and soccer cleats to training sessions. Players should not wear jewelry, watches, Fitbits, necklaces, and bracelets. As far as earrings, they do need to be removed for both training and games. Placing tape or bandages over the earrings does not remove the hazard. Players should bring water or something else to drink to training sessions, as well as an inflated soccer ball, which is a size 4. They should also bring a good attitude and focused and be ready to learn and improve their skills. We also ask players to be respectful, not only to their parents, game officials, and coaches, but also to their teammates. We do want to teach our players to be good teammates. We also ask that players communicate. If they're having any issues or have any questions or need any help or want to alert coaches to future attendance issues, as far as like maybe coming late to training or missing a game or whatnot, please have your players communicate with the coaches. If players arrive early to training, we do ask that they not stand in front of the goal and take shots on goal. Typically what happens is we'll have multiple players taking shots on goal, and 1 or 2 people step in as goalkeeper. We have a lot of balls flying around, and it's a very high potential and high risk for someone to get hurt. So rather than taking shots on goal, we do ask players to work on their ball skills, whether it's juggling, getting another teammate and passing the ball around, working on their ball skills, etc. But have them do that rather than taking shots on goal. For games, we do ask players to arrive 30 minutes prior to the start of each game and be ready to play. Being ready to play means having your bag lined up, either behind the bench or along the bench, having their shoes tied, having their ball out, and they are ready for instruction from the coaches. For home games, games played at the VSA Timberline Complex, players should wear their solar yellow jersey. For games that are away games or games played at other complexes, players should wear their green jersey. Players should get into the habit of bringing both jerseys to the field in case there's a need or desire for the teams to change jerseys. We also ask that players mark their items, such as their soccer ball, their water bottle, their bag, their apparel items, etc. Anything that you are bringing to training, please have it marked so it can be easily identified and given back to the rightful owner. It is a common occurrence where we do have players leave items behind either at training or at games. So please have those items marked so we can get them back to you. For parents, when it comes to training sessions, we do ask that parents keep a reasonable distance from the training fields to limit any disruptions and to help us ensure that we have a proper training environment. A good rule of thumb is for parents to stay on the sidewalks throughout the complex. As far as drop off and pick up for your players, please do so in a timely manner. Make sure that they are there at training on time and also picked up on time. If a player needs to leave early, please feel free to come to the training session to the field and pull them out of training. I will be providing a parking and drop off traffic flow for both the Timberline School as well as the south parking lot in front of Wilcox building. So be on the lookout for those. I will mention that if you are running late, please try to let coaches know. That way we are not going to leave players behind at the complex. There will be coaches waiting patiently for parents to arrive and pick up their players. When it comes to games and training sessions, please let the coaches be the coach. Refrain from giving players directions during training or games. If you are giving an instruction to your player, giving them an action to do, such as pass it or kick it or move over here or do this or that, before the action is done, you are probably coaching. Please feel free to cheer on and encourage your players. We do want to create a positive environment for them at game time and for training. But please do refrain from coaching on the sidelines. We also ask parents to represent VSA in a positive manner. Please be courteous to game officials, other club representatives, and players. We do ask that you cheer on all players, not only players on your teams, but other teams and other clubs. Try to have the bigger picture in mind of, hey, this is all Iowa soccer. And eventually when players get older, they may become teammates, and parents on the other team may become fellow parents on your teams as they get older. I do have some suggested reading and viewing for parents and coaches. There's a couple links here for a couple videos as well as some articles, but a lot of good information about how to talk to your player after games and help encourage them, and maybe some things not to say. I can summarize this by limiting your comments to even just saying, I loved watching you play. That's probably the best thing that you can say to your players after games or after training. If there are any issues or concerns that arise, either through training or through games, please let the coaches know. Please do not approach coaches right after a game. One, they may have places they need to go. They may need to go to another game as well. But do contact them maybe the next day to talk about any issues or whatnot. And we'll go from there. When it comes to communications, we do have multiple tools to communicate. However, email will be my primary form of communication. You should expect a communication from myself or from your head staff coach approximately every 1 to 2 weeks. If you feel you are not receiving communications, please let me and your head staff coach know. We also ask that you do check your spam or junk folders. We do blind copy communications to the group, so it is a possibility that it may go to your spam or to your junk folders. Our distribution lists are based on the information you provided in your VSA profile. So the emails that you have listed in your VSA profile are the emails that will be receiving communications from us. We do ask that you add some contacts to your safe senders, so that will help avoid communications going to your spam or junk folders. So include my email, michael.miller@visionsocceracademy.com, as well as Academy Director at visionsocceracademy.com. And then some of the system emails, or if we use the website to send an email, they will come from Club News at bluesombrero.com or Team News at bluesombrero.com. So ensure that those addresses are also on your safe senders list. We also have a tool called Rained Out. This is a tool that's used by VSA to communicate complex closures at the VSA complex. You can sign up for email and text notifications. If the VSA complex is going to close, VSA staff will use the Rained Out tool to send out a message alerting everyone that the complex is closing, and go from there. Iowa Soccer also has a website or a web page for facility statuses across the state. This is a good site or a good page to go to see if a complex has been closed. If we're on a weekend and the weather looks kind of questionable and you're kind of wondering if, hey, is the complex can be open, you can check this facility status website maintained by Iowa Soccer to see all the complexes that have been closed at that time. I will also note that in Turning Machine, you can sign up for notifications through Turning Machine, both the website and or the mobile app. Iowa Soccer will send updates either regarding schedules, regarding if sometimes they use it to notify if there's been cancellations or whatnot through the Turning Machine app. So I would also suggest everyone signing up for notifications on Turning Machine as well. We also have a mobile app called Team Manager, which is tied to our website and to our Team Central pages on the VSA website. This mobile app is a quick way to get a communication out to the group. However, I have noticed that several of you have not accepted your invites. I will be sending new invites out as well. So when you receive that invite, please accept it. Please download the Team Manager mobile app that's available in your mobile app stores for free. And this is another way that we can quickly communicate you, especially on game days or when we're at events. The head staff coach is the primary contact for your group for any specific questions or concerns related to your age group. I also ask that you do carbon copy myself on those communications so I have awareness of any issues or concerns. And also add your head staff coach's email to your safe senders list as well. Again, I want the head staff coach to be the owners of their group, so please use them as a primary contact. Feel free to still contact me if you wish, but I will look to the head staff coaches to be the primary contact for each of your groups. On this slide, I do provide some other information as far as other resources and tools to you. We do have the VSA Academy Season Details page on our VSA website. I have a lot of program-specific information on this page, including links to coach contact information. I'll have a Turning Machine link so you can access the game schedules. I also have our training schedule listed there, as well as links to Google Maps so you can find other complexes where you may have games. I will also note that in Turning Machine there is that information available as well under the Places tab or button on the mobile app. On our VSA website, we also have a Team Central page, so each age group has a page. So the 9U boys have a Team Central page, 9U girls have a page, 10U boys, 10U girls have a page. This is where you can possibly find some group specific information. There's also a section for discussions, any documents such as our team rosters. I have the Academy information flyer uploaded to each of the Team Central sites. There's also a Google Calendar on each of those pages. This Google Calendar is a high-level calendar for the Academy program to kind of give you an idea of some of the events and whatnot. I do not have specific games or specific activities listed on this calendar. It is a high-level reference for you. Again, Turning Machine is a tool that Iowa Soccer is using to maintain our league and festival schedules. It is available as a mobile app, and it is a free mobile app and should be available in your Apple or Android stores. I also have a Turning Machine user help document created to help folks navigate the Turning Machine website as well as the mobile app. There's also a VSA players page on our VSA website. On this players page you can find an activity called the 90-minute challenge. This has a lot of separate little activities that your players can do outside of formal training to improve their ball skills. There's also videos for player positional videos, so players can understand maybe a little better on what different positions, roles are, and activities that they should do during a game. Hopefully everyone has had the opportunity to get their uniform kit ordered or have possibly started to receive those from Soccer Master. Here I have listed all the items that are included in the uniform kit. We have the yellow jersey, we have a green jersey, both are required. One is the yellow jersey is used for home games, green jersey is used for away games. You should also have black shorts and black socks and the gray VSA training t-shirt. Players should also have shin guards. They should also have a size 4 soccer ball. As far as cleats go, I will mention that they should not have any football, baseball, or softball cleats. Football, baseball, and softball cleats generally have a toe cleat. Toe cleats are not allowed in soccer. That is one reason why you'll see referees checking the footwear of all the players. What they're looking for are basically those toe cleats. So please get a cleat that is proper for soccer, and that is a shoe that does not have the toe cleat. Here are some of the calendar highlights for the fall season. On August 20th, we will begin training. On August 30th, we will have team rosters announced. We will also have formal training on that day as well and some team bonding activities. That is the Friday before Labor Day weekend, so please plan accordingly. Our league games will begin the weekend of September 7th and 8th. On the 15th of September, that's when I want to have hit survey responses back to me. On October 1st is when hit registrations are due for those players that are committed to going. On October 4th, which is the Friday before the Academy Festival, we will host a hot dog cookout after training. So come and bring your family and enjoy a hot dog and a bag of chips, and let's start celebrating for the Academy Festival, which is held that weekend, October 5th and 6th at Spring Creek Complex in Altoona. On October 19th and 20th, that is the last formally scheduled league game for Academy. On October 26th and 27th, we have a makeup weekend, as well as on November 2nd and 3rd. October 31st, that is a Thursday. That is the last training session for the girls. That is the last week before the girls hit weekend. So on that week, they will train on Tuesday and Thursday. But the Thursday, October 31st, will be the last training session for the girls. Then following that is November 1st and 3rd. That is the girls hit weekend down in Kansas City or Overland Park. And then likewise for the boys, the week before their hit weekend, they will train on Tuesday and Thursday. The Thursday, November 7th, will be the last training session for the boys. And then they will wrap up their season with the hit event on November 8th and 10th, or the 8th through the 10th. I will mention that, as you can see, our last league games are October 19th and 20th, and we will continue with training through the hit weekends. So even if your player is not participating in the hit event, they are strongly encouraged to continue to attend training sessions all the way up until the final training session for the girls or the boys. So a little bit more information about our program and our system of play. We do play in a formation called a 1-2-3-1. That consists of 1 goalkeeper, 2 backs, 3 midfielders, and 1 forward. We do play 7v7 at U9 and U10. As you'll notice that each of these positions do have a designated position number. This is a numbering system that your players will learn. It is something that they will easily pick up, and it is something that they will continue to use throughout the rest of their soccer career. As the formations grow and more players are added, likewise more numbers will be added. But players will learn these numbers, and it's also a good thing because it does provide a common language between coaches and players. So for example, our 2 backs, those can be commonly referred to as defenders, fullbacks, sweeper, stopper, etc. There's a lot of different names that coaches call them, so it can be confusing for the player. So to have a common language, U.S. Soccer has designated a numbering system for each of the positions. So instead of calling them defenders or backs or all the other names associated with those positions, if a coach refers to a number 4, that is something that a player can easily recognize what that position is and understand what the role of that position is as well. So in regards to the format, again, we do play 7v7, including the goalkeeper. The field size of an academy field is roughly 40 yards by 60 yards. So for reference, especially for our new 9U players, you can fit approximately 4 8U fields onto 1 academy field. So it is a much bigger field. They will be playing with more players as well. We do play 2 25-minute halves. We do have an offsides rule as well as dropback rules. The dropback rule includes if the goalkeeper is in possession of the ball with their hands, the attacking team should drop back to the half line. Likewise, on goal kicks, the attacking team should drop back to the half line. This is all to encourage and promote playing out of the back or playing through the thirds, rather than booting the ball down all the way down the field. We want our players to work the ball up through the thirds using a series of short passes and dribbling. As far as player traits, I'm often asked, what type of players are we trying to develop? We want to develop a player who considers maintaining possession of the ball as highly valued and desired. We also want a player who works hard to win the ball back when they lose it, a player who works to improve technically away from formal training, so looking at different options as far as improving their skills away from our formal training sessions. Are they working with the ball at home? Are they getting friends together and playing in the park or whatnot? But basically a player who wants to continue to develop their skills. We want a player who is eager to learn and listens to the coach, a player who is comfortable dribbling the ball under pressure, as well as being able to receive the ball under pressure. We want players who are creative and inventive in possession, and we want to develop players who are able to perform technically with both feet. Although our focus is on individual player development, we do want to have some focus on building and developing teams. We want teams that value possession of the ball. We want teams that work to regain possession of the ball when they lose it. We also want teams that look to play through the thirds of the field or play out of the back. We don't necessarily want teams to just boot the ball down the field and play directly. We want them to work the ball up through the back and through the thirds of the field using a short series of passes or dribbling. We want teams that are comfortable using their goalkeeper to maintain possession. We also want teams that communicate positively with each other. There will be mistakes made, things will happen during games, and we want to encourage players to react in a positive manner with each other. A team that never gives up regardless of the scoreline. So with that, I hope you have found that the addition of these recorded comments have brought value to this presentation, especially to those that were not able to attend. If you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or to your head staff coaches. On this slide, I do provide all the head staff coaches as well as my contact information. So again, Rebecca Rogers is the 10U girls head staff coach. Drew Johnson is the 9U boys head staff coach, and Jordan McMahon is the 9U girls head staff coach. And I am also as well as being the academy director, I'm also the 10U boys head staff coach. So please reach out to any of these contacts if you have further questions. Please use them as a resource. Thank you.